Hi folks, in this video we get some more proof practice with FOL. This video actually has a companion video that has another similar proof that I think is really enlightening to see side by side with this one. So after watching this video, go ahead and make sure you watch the next one to see how to do that proof as well. So pause your videos here and see if you can figure out this proof. Okay, let's talk about it. The first thing that I notice is I have a negation is my main connective out here, and it's wide scope around an existential. That makes me think, okay, this is sort of annoying. This is one of those annoying patterns, but it's not the most annoying one. At least it's a negation around an existential, and it's not negation around a universal quantifier. So I'm confident I'll be able to figure this one out. What I do next, and I know already, I'm going to build this thing from the inside some sort of subproof, and that's going to get me a contradiction. So a reductio has to be in store in some place or other. The next thing I do is I look down at my conclusion and I see that that's a wide scope universal quantifier. And that sends off light bulbs in my mind. I remember the way that I dealt with this originally when I was just doing the De Morgan's for quantifier version was I was pushing that negation in and proving universal quantifier. So I know I'm going to be able to approach this in the same way. I have a universal conclusion. So I'm going to box a constant and I'm going to prove that object A is totally arbitrary, but that it has property P down here. And that's going to allow me to infer that every object has property P just by my universal intro rule. So I already, in a sense, know what my main goal is down here. So the next thing I do on line 3 is I assume not P of A. But of course, if you were just doing it from the top and you weren't sort of planning out your new goals as you go from the bottom, it might seem completely mysterious to you why I started writing this on line 3. So that's the sense in which I think it's essential that you work from both ends. Once I box this constant up here, you have to go down here to the bottom of the proof and write what your new plan is. Because once you box that constant, you know what has to go here because you box that constant to use your universal intro rule. And it's only because I know what goes here that I know to put this on this line. If you try to look up at line 1 and decide what to put on this line, it's not going to help you. When it was the De Morgan's version of this, then maybe that's what made you think, okay, this goes there because that was similar to what the De Morgan's did. But this is a more complex proof. This does not tell me what to do. It's not my line 1 that tells me. It's this thing down here in red that tells me what to put on line 3. Now, this thing up here on line 1 is what tells me what to do next, because remember, I'm doing a reductio, and I know a contradiction symbol is my new goal down here. And that contradiction is going to be got by building this from the inside, an existential quantifier. So given that there's an existential there, I have to build this thing first. So that's why I do the disjunction next. It's because I really am thinking of this from both directions, and I'm planning it out as I go. The reason I wanted to do that disjunction was to build this thing from the inside. And you have to think about what series of complex steps do you need to take in order to accomplish that. Once I get that existential, of course, then the rest of the proof just falls into place. That gives me my contradiction symbol down here. That finishes off my reductio on line 7. And of course, the last bit is the universal quantifier on line 8. So there's that version. It took me 8 lines to do it. After doing this proof, I really highly suggest you check out the next video that goes along with it. Okay, thanks.